What's up, guys? Rob D at Boiling Point LLC on Twitter. I'm going to quickly go over DigiByte. Yesterday, we kind of broke out on this candle as far as our BTC DigiByte pairing. We broke the EMA ribbon, and now I think we got up to about 99 sats or so. I have the wicks turned off on DigiByte because it kind of cleans it up a lot. It gets a little messy when you have the wicks in there. But Bitcoin dumped overnight. Not dumped, but we had a decent sell-off. That's down about 3.5% right now. So that caused DigiByte to kind of pull back a little, which is fine. The RSI is getting a little overextended. We're probably gonna have to maybe come back down and retest these EMAs as they come up. But I want to show you guys these three levels that I think are very significant for DigiByte. Let's take a look at a few other things first. Yeah, so right now on the weekly, it's testing the 13 weekly EMA. So we got to see if we kind of close up over that. We closed up over that in October, but then we dumped back down right below it. So we could have something similar to that move where we kind of topped out around 105 before we had a decent pullback and came back down. That's it's about a 30% drop there or so. Yeah, right on the money, 30%. So we got to see how that area holds. If we retest that area, if not, it's probably just going to break back down below the EMA ribbon and maybe form some type of triple bottom here. The breakout target of this double bottom is going to be that 136 range. For sats. We got to see how that responds. 105 is going to be tough to break just based on some old price action history. So I have the wicks turned off. It's a little bit more important to kind of take a look at where the candles on DigiByte close, just because it's a very volatile asset. There's not a lot of liquidity in the markets. It's a low market cap coin, so there is definitely going to be some big swings throughout the day. So I turned the wicks off. We're going to just be looking at candle bodies now. So we formed this bottom here around 73, 74 sats. We're hoping that's going to be the bottom. We kind of we went over this bear pennant, a few weeks ago in my couple of my last videos there. We had a bear pennant that formed there. Our breakout target, we missed it by a little bit. Let's see what that target was. I think the target was somewhere around 80. Let me see. I think it was about 82 to 84 sats, I believe. Let's just get a measurement here. Something like that. And then our breakdown. Yeah, about 85 sats. So if you basically started laddering in around 85 sats, that's pretty good dollar cost averaging. Anywhere from 85 and then down to that bottom of 73, 74. Let's get rid of some of these. I'm going to turn off the EMA ribbon. This way it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. And now we're going to go through some past price history. All right, so these three levels are very important in my opinion. 74, the 105 range, and then the 136 range. I'm going to turn the daily back on. So let's take a look at the previous cycle. Basically from when DigiByte was formed until the big run up in 2017. So you guys can see, let's take a look right here when DigiByte was just a baby. Right here we had that area right around 74, 75 sats. Couldn't break it. Had to take a big dip down low. We broke that, and then we got in this 135 range. So this range here is going to be significant. This 135, I think it's about somewhere about 170 based on this second pattern. We failed to break out of that and go parabolic. We came back down and retested the 75 range again. You can see there. Tried to retest it. Tried to break the 136 again. We're around the 105 range right here, where we had a little bit of resistance. We had some resistance here again. And then on these candles, we probably got some wicking around here, here. So that's the middle area there, around 105. And then, of course, you had the 135 to 170 range again up here. Failed to break. Came back down. Broke below 75. And you had some retesting here, 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 here. You might have had some wicks somewhere in here. Here again, until it finally broke out. Tested that 105 range just like we did last month. Came back down, retested that 75 range again. Finally came up, broke the 100, tested the 135 range with some wicks. Came back down, retested the 105 range again. So you guys could see that this area is kind of played out pretty well for DigiByte. These are some bigger areas to look for in the pattern. So just keep those numbers in mind. 75. This formed a nice base here. Right? We had some strong resistance there. Resistance here, support here. Now after our parabolic run, when it went crazy, we had huge spikes. It came back down and retested these key areas again. So we tested the 136 range again here, the 105 range again on wicks here. Tried to break back up again, 135, 105, 135 range again, 150. Came back down, couldn't do it, and then tested 75s with wicks before getting enough steam behind it to break back up over that 135 to 170 range, and then go to about 800. I know we had some pretty tall wicks here, I believe. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, we had some wicks up to about 827 here. So you guys could see that those are key areas. Right? We formed the base here around 75, which was huge resistance. Break back over it. Test it down here again. Pop back off. And now look at the area again that we're in. Right? So we tried to use that 135 range as support here. Couldn't do it. That's where we formed that bear pennant on the breakdown there. We tried to base here at 105. Didn't want to go back up. Came back down to that 75 region again. Tested the 105 region again for resistance. Found resistance. Came back down again for the 75. So there's definitely a lot of price action within these three areas here. So anywhere from 75 with some wicks down to probably in the low 70s, maybe high 60s, to about the 135 to 170 region, I believe. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, about that 160, 170 region. So these are very, very key areas. We're going to take a look at, let me get rid of all these. Oh, wow, I got rid of my indicators. There we go. Get that back up. Get that out of there. We're going to take a look at daily. Let's see here. Now weekly. Where did I notice this? Could have been on the fiat pairing. Yeah, so on the fiat pairing, if you guys are looking for fiat gains, we just went over the BTC ratio. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely come back down. We had a pretty big wick from yesterday. We had some good price action up over that 55-day EMA. See where we wicked to. Yeah, 0.8 cents. 0.8 cent. See with the wicks, you see what I'm saying with the wicks, guys? And it just clutters it up and makes it messy. DigiByte's super volatile. So let's turn the wicks back off. Gives us a clearer picture. We're going to go back to the weekly on the fiat pair. We're going to take a look at the RSI, and you guys could see somewhere in that 34 to 35 area of the RSI is pretty much a bottoming for the fiat pair, and we get significant bounces from there. We had one here, then we came back down to 35 here, which was this area. We pumped probably about 2x there, and now we're in that same 34 to 35 RSI range now. So maybe we get a little boost here. That range is held, DigiByte's entire existence. So we have to see how that responds if we do get that run up over the next couple weeks or so. We have MACD crosses on the weekly. You got that slight tick on the uptick on the histogram right here. We got a cross there. The daily's had its cross for, oh no, it just got its cross a couple days ago. So we had that sideways action on the MACD here, which is somewhat similar to the action we had. Let me see if I can find it again. Pretty sure we had some similar MACD moves. Well, somewhat, not really too much. Yeah, so we have to check that 105 range, guys, on the BTC ratio. We have to see how that responds. We're back up to 93 sats. Maybe we test that 105 again. So like I said, let's lay out some horizontals again. Right around 75. Put one there. And then this area here. So this is actually going to be your target if we break 105 of this double bottom. So it'll look something like this, maybe it'll retest it and then pop back up. Then we have to see how that responds. If that doesn't do well, it could come back down here, test this for support, and maybe go back down there again. So I definitely see that 75 to 135 range is a big area for DigiByte. If you're accumulating in there, that's going to be really good in the future, in my opinion. You just got to be able to catch one of these tops, one of these pumps here. 2,000 sats, something like that is probably where I would start laddering out. I don't see it having a huge run like that, this time around. You're talking a high of, 170 sats. The next high was over 2,000 sats. Maybe even more with the wicks. Let's see. I know this one had a real long wick. Yeah, you had wicking up to 2,700 sats. So I'll probably start laddering out around that 2,000 area. I'm not swing trading this. These gains are not enough for me on DigiByte. There's just not enough. There's not enough liquidity in the market to try to sell a big bag up here at 105 and try to flip it down here at 75. There's just not enough. The float is low on it. So Um, so breaking, if we retest 105, I'll look for some weakness here, and then dollar cost average back in as it goes down. If we break that, then I'll probably look for 135. Maybe I'll try to swing that, but I don't think so. I'll probably just look to, if you're accumulating around 100 sats, that's a great entry for DigiByte. 100 and low, 100 and under. Fantastic accumulation zones right here. These three lines, guys. Always pay attention to these. Until the pattern breaks and it doesn't work anymore, you continue to follow it. 75 to 135. So that's about it. Guys, I kept this short. I wanted to, I didn't notice these three levels as much until I turned the wicks off. So as soon as I actually turned the wicks off, that's when, you know, it kind of popped out to me. So look for those areas and accumulate within these zones. Not financial advice, of course. So DigiByte looks pretty strong compared to Bitcoin. It's good that it got its pop now, because with the dump down on Bitcoin, you know, it could have definitely pushed DigiByte below the 75 range for a little bit, maybe into the 60s or something. But it definitely picked up some ground, you know, kind of absorb the Bitcoin dump a little bit, which is nice. So it was able to kind of withstand that hit. And then if we could kind of float in this range a little bit and break that, head up to 135. But once it breaks 130, you know, that 135 to 165, 170 range, you know, that's where I'm going to look for it to go parabolic. Yeah, so right now we're kind of almost double topping on the weekly RSI. This is a level we've been under since April. So once you get above that level, you know, that's when you have a big run up on the weekly. All right, so pretty much above 40, which is like the golden number for most things. So once you break 40 and use that as support, you're looking at that parabolic move. And then anything under is going to be pretty much buy areas once you get down into these areas. You know, oversold here, you pretty much nailed the bottom, 75. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm probably not going to swing trade these little three areas here, just because, you know, like I said, you don't want to take the chance of missing out on a big breakout, because when it breaks out, it's going to go fast and hard. So you don't want to miss those out. You just want to accumulate down here in these areas. Not financial advice, but once we break that, once we break 40 on the RSI, you know, then we can look for some big gains. But we got to see what Bitcoin does, honestly. Yeah, so Bitcoin's kind of testing this very important area here, like 76 to 7,800 area. It's got to hold that. If not, then we're probably going to see let's turn the wicks back on for Bitcoin. I believe this is right very close to the 786 on this move, I think. Let me see. Actually, I think it's at 618 right now. Oh no, it actually broke the 786. So yeah, we're probably looking at double bottom, maybe around 7,300 again, if it closes below that 7,850 range. That was actually 8,000. 8,000 is your 786 fib retrace, and it's probably going to close below that today. So I would say we're looking at a double bottom around 7,300, which is a pretty significant area, because on the run up we definitely did have a lot of accumulation going on right here. And of course, Litecoin, I sold this around 63, 63, 63.50, and then 64 was my final sell. And I tried to flip on Ethereum. Ethereum was looking like it was going to break out. We had a move on Ethereum. Where was I? Yeah, we kind of, it looked like we kind of put in a bull flag here, a bull pennant. Something like that. But then we broke below it. So I got stopped out at 180, I believe. 180, I got stopped out. That thing's still dumping, which is a good sign. I saved myself a lot there. I think I lost maybe 1.5%, maybe something like that. So it wasn't a big loss. It was, it was a good stop loss to have there, and that thing's dumping. So then I'll probably just get back in on Litecoin at 50 bucks. I have my last buy order set at 50 bucks, which is slightly above the 786 fib retrace and then the double bottom here. It's kind of right around where those closes are for these 3 days. So I got my last buy orders in at 50 bucks, and that's going to give me about a 14% gain even after the loss on Ethereum. So that was 2 weeks. I think November 6th I sold. Yeah, we were like right around here. One of these candles. I think it was like, yeah, November 6th right here. Once we kept failing to break that 65 region. This was a little fake out. We got a wick above, get some people going long and then liquidate those and then head back down. So, but DigiByte looks good. That's what this video is about. I kind of got off topic a little bit, but yeah, DigiByte looks pretty solid. It's holding up nicely against Bitcoin because of the pump yesterday, which is good. And let's see how well it performs over the next day or two. Maybe Bitcoin might end up double bottoming in the next couple days, and then we kind of flip from there. So we'll see how it goes. I will catch you guys on the next one. I'll keep you updated. And if anything crazy happens with DigiByte, I'll let you know. Yesterday was nice. It wasn't a crazy move. I wasn't gonna make a video, but I wanted to get those layers out for you guys because I think those are important layers. So just keep an eye on those. Again, 75 to 135 range on the SAT level, and then go from there. All right, guys. Not financial advice, of course, but that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.